the Jets game was that's where it all fell apart loss. This is where it all came back together kind of win on Sunday.
Well, show us that you have something left in the tank. That's what I want to see. But like, we need a Packers win. We need that type of game where you're like, I didn't think they were going to win. They went in there, they got the job done, and now we have some life. But I'm not expecting that to happen, Nick.
So the only thing is, and listen, where the Browns are is just win dummy, right? So yeah. I'm not trying to say style points. I can't claim style points are necessary, but it'd be nice to have some style points on Sunday.
Now we're getting greedy because I listen. I love style points. I don't know that Dillon Gabriel can score enough to even give us style points.
Well, but I think that's why style points would be nice.
Like the sad part of any of these conversations is I still go back to asking myself. Like at least with Flacco, I'm like, all right, I see how potentially we score a bunch of points. I don't know how we score points on Sunday.
I think
like with that offense, I just don't know how we ever score points.
Totally fair. Absolutely 100% fair. I think most people are. But I think at the heart of that is where I'm thinking, again, it's not win no matter what, and then
You need some fluky things like what happened for the Jets. But see, is what you need. You need like 2 special teams touchdowns and then like a Ronnie Hickman take one back to the house.
But this is where not all wins are created equal. If you win, but Dillon still looks like booty cheeks, all you've done is delay Dillon Gabriel going to the bench. Whereas if you win and Dillon Gabriel has his best game where we can say X, Y, and Z, he took a step forward, that's something I think you can win on. Not win on. That's something I think you can build on. And that, again, it's the thing none of us should expect. It's the least likely outcome on Sunday.
Yeah.
But that's the kernel of hope that I have. Right? Can Dillon get above 200 yards?
I think I'm out on thinking that could happen. Yeah, that's the problem is that I think my brain can't get to a spot where I'm like, that's possible for Dillon right now. We've just watched too many bad offenses. I hope you're right, though. I hope we do see something like that out of Dillon.
See, my problem is my counter to you, because you're using like logic and stuff.
Yeah, it's not a good thing to use in this.
My general response gets to be, it's the NFL.
Yeah, where anything can happen.
Any given Sunday.
Any given week.
And you know what? When you're playing the division, throw out the record books.
That is my favorite line. Just throw out the record books. None of it matters.
Which, by the way, counts for every team in this division except the Cleveland Browns. Over the last 30 years, every team can be like, hey, when these two teams meet in the AFC North, you throw out the record
It's one of
book.
my top 5 NFL cliches.
With the Browns, up until Stefanski, and this is where I'll give them credit for, up until Stefanski, it was, no, you should definitely not throw out the record books. Like, you should definitely, it's a 1-8 Browns team versus the Ravens. You should just bet based off that.
While we're still trying to figure out if they're actually trying to even win.
And by the way, not just talk about like the record now, like the record recent history, right? Like that's where, but again, the one thing you give Kevin Stefanski is these kind of games are the kind of games that he's been more competitive at home, divisional rivalry. And again, a win on Sunday would cancel out the Jets' loss. A loss probably like, if the Jets' loss was confirmation, you're cooked. This would be double secret confirmation.
Can I make this one a JP BOGO?
Ooh,
a buy one get one. Is this a buy one get one? You win the Ravens game, then you automatically get the next game as well. Or are we out of BOGOs for the rest of the season with this team?
I think we're out of BOGOs.
We're fresh out of BOGOs.
But
okay,
it would make it feel possible. Right? Like right now, everyone, and I
love
mean
nothing more than offering up BOGOs. You know this.
Everyone is fatalistic. You're basically Marx. But no, everyone is fatalistic, and a win on Sunday would just crack that door open so we could be a little delusional. We could talk about things like the second half schedule and so many home games. We could talk about all of these things, but it's so weird. Like,
I mean, they win this one. We're back saying they win the Raiders game. We're back saying they win the Titans game. We're talking about a possibility in the Chicago game. Like you're talking, you get to talk that way if you win the game against the Ravens, because you win the game against the Ravens, everything is back on the table from a we can do this any given Sunday mentality.
And if you get,
I don't think it's going to happen.
And if you get blown out, which I think a lot of people would say is the most likely.
Vegas
outcome.
though, Vegas is not suggesting a blowout in this one. What's odd, it started out at 44, the over-under. It's now down to 37.5. It has moved.
That's as low as the Jets game, yes?
Yeah, it is. Yes. Well, the Jets game got down to 35.5. But yes, like they're in that spot where it's like that Vegas does not believe there's going to be much offense in this one.
I think rather than do what I think is very easy to do right now, which is get very just none of this matters from here. Yeah, the next 8 games do matter. And I think they matter to Kevin Stefanski being here or not. I think they matter on like who's actually going to be here and who's not in the locker room. I think in a way, the fact that they lost to the Jets, and I think that was the nail in the coffin of, hey, we're not gonna make the playoffs this year, which by the way, it shouldn't have taken that. But I think in a way, you got to understand that I think the possibilities opened up here of, okay, what does this mean for Stefanski? What do the final 8 games mean for him? For guys like Wyatt Teller, David Njoku, for Dillon Gabriel, certainly, for Shedeur. Like, the Browns are a miserable football team right now.
Yeah.
And they have not been a fun watch. And it's bad enough to be bad. It's bad enough to be awful. It's another thing to be awful and unwatchable. But I think there's a lot of interesting things with this team with 8 games to go.
Well, there's a ton of interesting things, but they've also, as far as a win-loss perspective, Nick, they found themselves in a good spot where they can't disappoint us any more than they already have. Mm-hmm. So, like, from that, it's almost like the kid that gets D's on his report card, and then, like, you come on home, you're expecting D's to still be on the report card. If you get a C in there, you're like, all right, you did a little bit better. A C's not great, but you know what? He did a little bit better.
Yeah, like, it's interesting. I still think there are plenty of Browns fans who look at this game and say, hey, I went against the Ravens, I went against the Ravens.
I think there's a way that people on Monday come out of this thing, even in a loss against the Ravens, where you're like, hey, they looked competitive. Like, if they actually are able to hang with Baltimore and make this one a close game, and Dillon Gabriel looks better, but Lamar Jackson just is Lamar Jackson, there's a world where on Monday we're talking about, like, they didn't embarrass themselves.
All right.
That's how bad it's gotten.
All right. So I think you're actually pointing to something that I didn't think of previously, that I'm like trying to decide in real time, that's why I'm stalling, is an ugly loss, or ugly win, a la the Packers game.
Yeah.
Better or worse than a style points loss?
The style points loss is better if you're in the camp that wants to see Dillon Gabriel like actually flourish and thrive.
Yeah?
Yeah, style points loss might be better.
I think you're right. I think it's better for Stefanski, too.
Yeah.
Because I think if you win 13-10, and it's a series of a punt return here, a this, that, the other.
And like Jordan Love had that embarrassing interception with 4 minutes left in the fourth. If you have something like that, that doesn't really help your case much.
Whereas if you lost a shootout like 44-41, but Dillon Gabriel puts up 300 points.
How pumped people would be. The Gabriel gobblers, you kidding me?
Yeah, all of a sudden we'd be able to find
gobble. Gabriel. They'd be loving it. We score 40 points with Dillon Gabriel. Doesn't matter what happens, win, ball, and it doesn't matter. That's the win.
I really am enjoying this train of thought. What's the stat line that has any of us coming in on Monday going like the groundskeeper from Major League One, where it's like, these guys ain't too bleeping bad.
Yeah, I think it's
what
murder? Did he have that accent?
He's a great guy. No, he had more of like a Chicago accent.
Yeah.
He's the guy who played Yanni Tor, the janitor from Scrubs.
Was it really?
Yeah, Neil Flynn. He was also in that show with Patricia Heaton.
Did he get? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The middle.
Everyone loves Raymond, but not this show.
It's called The Middle.
Yeah, everyone loves Raymond, but not this show.
It was a real flyover type show, and my mom loved it.
Yeah, listen,
she absolutely loved it.
She's no longer a housewife.
Patricia Heaton loved that show
in Long Island.
Brick, the little kid.
She's now a housewife in Indiana. These shows couldn't be less different.
People liked it. And now that I've described all the characters in the show, it seems like I, in turn, liked it. And maybe I did.
You know what?
Maybe I did.
I'm not going to yuck your yum.
Maybe I did.
That's a very mid-show. With love to Cleveland's own Patricia Hinton.
People really did like it.
Heaton, geez, that was not great.
Yeah, that's all right.
It was almost as bad as the middle. All right. But
at least you knew she was from Cleveland.
I actually, by the way, I'm just being a D. The show is fine.
I'm just making a jab at Aqib Talib and Ken this morning.
Oh, what happened there?
Ken didn't know Aqib Talib was from Cleveland. And then spent the entire rest of the show trying to convince everyone that they shouldn't have known that either.
Oh, I should have known Aqib Talib was from Cleveland. Oh, Nick Wilson, no. Yeah, that bit is developed this week, and I'm really enjoying it. Now, what's the stat line that has Cleveland buzzing for Dillon Gabriel?
Well, so the funny thing about it,
off the road.
Funny thing about it, we don't care about touchdowns to interception ratio at all with Dillon Gabriel for some reason, because he just never throws interceptions, and he always has like a 2-0 or 1-0 positive touchdown interception ratio.
We're going to have a touchdown to interceptable balls ratio
because he doesn't throw the ball deep ever. We just do not care about the idea that he's got a positive touchdown to interception ratio and really does not turn the ball over unless he's playing New England. So I don't even know that we should put that on the board. I would say like 250 yards, somewhere in that equation. You know what it is? It might even just be the A dot. We might have to just look at the A
so it's
dot
like
at the end of
200
this.
yards, a 7-yard A dot.
No, like a 9-yard A dot, like something that is like
let's be realistic.
Really stretching the field of what he can do. So it really seems like he opened it up and was actually passing. And maybe when he does have a touchdown pass, it doesn't take 27 years for the ball to get there.
All right, 216-474-0092. You guys can also hit us up at Nick Wilson Says, at Jay Peterlin on social media. If you're watching on our YouTube chat, I want the stat line that if you get let's take the result of the game off the board. This is the stat line you get from Dillon Gabriel that has you buzzing on Monday morning. Because the bad thing is you set a number, which is 250 yards. I do think there will be panic in the streets. There will be pleasure in the streets if that guy gets above 250 yards. Because like last week, he was one of the nominees for NFL Rookie of the Week.
The Pepsi Rookie
And
of
he
the
had
Week.
like 156 yards passing, but they were like, but the 2 touchdowns. What murder? I did it. I did.
I think they threw his passer rating in there as well. Like his passer rating in some of these games are not embarrassing, but passer rating's just not a great stat.
Yeah,
it just isn't. We have better ways to measure this stuff, and so like he's going to need to do it across the board. Where like my Sumer sports nerds can be like EPA awesome in this one. He was a positive there, and then also my meatball sports nerds. I guess they're not nerds. My meatball sports fans. They also the eye test tells them that everything looks great. We have not had that game from Dillon Gabriel yet, where everyone across the board is like, all right, this was good.
Page A saying 78-34. Good Lord, that's on me, Page A. Yeah, how's he get 50 QBR ratings with 2 touchdowns and 0 TDs? Pretty sad. Also,
it is sad.
Also,
yes, it is sad.
I'm just going to say K on the 92 Through the Van YouTube channel saying Nick and Jonathan grasping for straws. It's not going to happen. I don't think anybody's saying it's going to happen.
No, we know it's not going to happen.
I think the point is...
I think you asked us, too. We'd both prefer it not to happen because we want to see Shedeur in there yesterday. But we have to at least envision up this world.
At this point on Sunday, I need a slump buster. I need good quarterback play. I'll take it. I'll take that hit wherever I get it, however I get it. I'll take it.
It can be your clownitude.
Even if... You can fit that into the Mark Anthony song if you want, but we don't want to go there. But I'll take 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a touchdown win over Baltimore. And Deshaun Watson at this point could be the guy giving us that, and I'd be like, you know what? There's a chance. At this point, I don't care where it comes from. It's not even a losing. Again, losing's bad enough. It's losing and looking bad.
I'm offensive starved right now.
Yeah.
I need this team. I need to be able to watch a football game where I can actually see our team get the ball and think, oh, they have a chance to score. Because right now I don't.
Yeah.
It's incredibly depressing.
Not even just that, but I just want to be like, wow, a 50-yard offensive play. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Another one? Oh, my God, my lucky stars.
We are going to think they'll turn into like the Chiefs from 5 years ago if they score back-to-back touchdowns. We'll be like, is that Mahomes under center now? What is he doing?
Finally, he's going to live up to those Steve Young comparisons by, who did that? Who is the one? What clip did we play where somebody's like, he's got some Steve Young to him? And I was like, in the fact that he's left-handed? And white?
It did happen. I don't remember who it was, but it did happen.
Yeah.
I like to bury that one. I wanted to give that person the benefit of the doubt and bury that take immediately.
Many people have been saying Dillon Gabriel's got a little bit of Michael Vick to him, and that he's left-handed, and he can run a little bit.
He did showcase the legs last week. I'd like to keep that going, too. Yeah. Maybe we'll give him like 45.
They just have to move so quickly,
we give him like 45 scramble yards.
So they're so tiny legs.
Yeah.